Hello, this is Talmir, and welcome to another video of the Redstone Scholar. So, this is going to be a really interesting video, I think. It's something different from what I've been doing so far. I made myself a Reddit account a while ago, and I was thinking to myself, you know guys, on the Redstone subreddit, there's people out there that ask questions, lots of them. And some of them are quite interesting. So what I'm going to be doing is doing a Redstone series called Reddit Asks. So what exactly does that involve? Well, here I'll post right now a picture of a post that I saw on Reddit that was dealing with a very interesting little circuit about 3 inputs but only 1 output. You might wonder, what exactly would that be about? So looking into that a bit further, what his actual question was basically he wants 3 inputs but only 1 output as a result of that 1 input. So the idea was for a farm, or multiple farms. There was like 3 farms, and they wanted it so that only 1 player can activate 1 farm at a time, and it was in order to reduce lag. So they would have different farms throughout the server, and those only 1 farm could be activated at any one point, so the other player would have to get off of that particular farm in order for somebody else to use another farm on the server. That's a pretty good idea to reduce lag, I thought. So this is what I'm going to do. Just giving a little bit of a layout here so you have an idea how exactly we're going to do this. Well, I think the best way is to do, it would be looping through a bit of, I'd say, NOT and AND gates would be the best way. And I would need to have it set up so that if you have 1 input that has been set up, it will disable others. Well, playing around with this for quite some time, I finally figured something out that I think will do the trick. So originally I was going and trying to use a lot of redstone torches, and doing a lot more Boolean-based logic, and just 1s and 0s kind of thing. And I found it wasn't working as I was hoping it to. I think it would have ended up being a lot bigger than I was hoping. So, yes, it would have been possible to do. I would have ended up needing to use an RS NOR latch that was redstone torch based. And I just didn't like how uncompact it is. So you're seeing me looking at my vertical based version of an RS NOR latch. More or less, very simple. You've got an item that is in a dropper, and it's not this one that you press. That one doesn't do you anything. It's the upper one. So if you press this one, it pops it up to the top, and if you press the bottom one, well, I'll just show you. Press that one, you can see it puts the item up to the top, and you press the bottom one, it brings it back down to the bottom, saving in your little bit of information here. So what I did is I took this, and here is 1 unit that I made here. I couldn't get any closer without interfering there, and I found that I couldn't put it anywhere else. I was hoping to tile it right beside each other, but I found that it tended to bud power. If I wanted to put it like right here, but if I do that, it bud powered the droppers, unfortunately. So I had to put it off to the side. Nevertheless, let me explain the circuit a little bit for you. What you have here is basically, just as I stated before, an RS NOR latch, but I've got this piston right here, and I just throw an item on top of there, and I'll show you what's going on. So you can see it's been pushed out. It goes up this little bit of a ladder for the redstone, and that right there is 1 output. That's the output that will go to all of the other units of this particular model in order to prevent them from being able to turn on. It also is the one that will activate the farm. So that is its 2 purposes that it has. But it also has 2 inputs for this as well. So there's its output, and there is your input. Well, there's technically 3 inputs, but that's not the idea here. The 3 inputs would be 1, 2, and then 3. You can actually have for this one, I believe, up to 4 onto this block right here, for bringing down this piston for this redstone block, which will lock the dropper in place. This would prevent this from being activated. I could also put this same setup on the other side and that would increase it to 8 potential inputs from other units of this model to prevent this particular module from functioning. Further, you might be wondering what this little chain of observers all is doing. What it's doing for here is you put down an item and it turns on. Now, the first pulse through doesn't really do anything because there is nothing in the dropper anyways, but it's when this item gets removed that it pushes the item that's been pulled down here back up to the top. So I'll just demonstrate that quick. And there you have it. Now it's back up. And that's just to pull out the redstone block there so that this particular unit is disabled. So what exactly is the point to all this? Well, let's go over to the unit that I've set up for 3 units in total, with the possibility of 3 farms or 3 outputs, but as the statement of the video is, 3 inputs, but only 1 output. Just pretend that this is a farm. I'll put a piston down just to represent it being a farm. I'll put that right there and that'll light that up. I've got 1 farm right here for pumpkins and melons. In this case, it's just very simple, just very straightforward, but it has the idea that this is permanently turned off. And you can see there's no way for pumpkins to grow. This one is just straightforward, very simple sugarcane farm, and this one also has a piston blocking the sugarcane from growing. So here we go. Let's put down some items. Now, this goes by first come, first serve for farms. So I'm going to put 1 item right here, and you hear that one activate. You can see that the piston has retracted. The sugarcane can now grow. Great. Oh, and I just deactivated. Let's try that again. Okay. Now, there's something very interesting that's happening the moment that pops up. You see the red bus right here that's going all across here? It connects in to every single one of the other modules. So on this one, it's connected down, and you can see that that has dropped down, and this one has also dropped down. Now, if I go and I try to put something on this, you can see that it's not able to pull it down because the top dropper has been locked. And that's the same thing with this one as well. Once again, nothing's happening because the dropper is locked. So that's the idea behind it. You have 3 inputs, and all 3 can be activated at the same time, but only one of those inputs is actually going to be spat out as an output. Once again, I'll choose this one. You can hear the piston at the very end activate, and you can see it out here extended. But you'll also see that down here, this redstone block has been extended down, and this one as well, locking the dropper so that it cannot be pulled down. So I'll push this down here. There we go. Nothing happened. It was not activated. Just as I stated before, the dropper's been locked. And I believe this is, I wouldn't say it's the best implementation of how this might be done. I'm sure there's other ways we could do it. The main issue here is that it needs to be able to remember what's been done last. Well, there you go, guys. That's my take on the Redditors ask, how do you go and have it set up so that you have 3 in but only 1 out? Been a lot of fun designing this. I spent a good, I think, 2 or 3 hours trying to figure it out. Always fun to work on these. I think I'm going to go and do more of these critters in the future. So, that's all I have for this video of the Redstone Scholar of Reddit Asks. Thank you guys all for watching. If you liked the video, please do leave a like, and if you want to see more of my stuff, subscribe. Thank you guys all for watching. Bye!